This Mercedes has to be one of my hardest diagnoses ever since I came to Joburg. Let's talk about it. So surprisingly enough, this is a Mercedes e220d W238, and this is what it was doing. The car was running, and when it was running, it had a very rough idle. The idle was not smooth at all, but once you were driving, the car would just be very pleasant and very smooth. We ended up doing a lot of work trying to find out what is the issue. Some of those things were doing a compression test. Doing a compression test comprises of checking the cylinder compression. Now this video is just for demonstration purposes only. So doing a compression test is when you are checking for compression to see if you have sufficient compression on all of your cylinders. And in this Mercedes e220d, we had sufficient compression. Ran a diagnostics, no fault. I even called some Mercedes and AMG specialists, and they were actually no help to me until I decided to go to my Castrol corner where I do all of my research if I've got some Inkinga cars, and that's exactly what I did. I used a site called Haynes Pro, and I had to punch in the correct details of the vehicle, which is the engine number and VIN number, so that I could get accurate information. So now when you go on this site, you are able to see all of the TSBs, recalls, and all of the cases that that specific vehicle has. So it is some things that are like factory faults or most common diagnostics issues that technicians normally pick up. So this is the TSB menu. When you're going on this, if you've got a trouble car, you have to be patient, because if you look closely, there are about 38 technical service bulletins that are recorded. Now all of these informations will help you with your diagnostics. All you have to just be is patient. So on the recall data, we also checked as well, and we couldn't find anything that matched the issue that we currently have on this Mercedes. We kept on checking, couldn't find anything, and then I decided to go back to TSBs and just move a little bit slower until I found exactly what was this car doing, which was a similar problem, but wait for this next video. So this was my problem. The engine light illuminates and a rough engine running. So that was my fault, the exact same fault that I had. So I went into this fault. Me going into this fault, it then tells you the symptoms that the vehicle has. One or more of the following symptoms may occur: rough running, popping noise on the manifold. So it will also tell you the causes as well. So on this one, it said worn rocker arms are normally the cause of that, and the symptoms, the solution would be to replace the hydraulic tappets, replace the rocker arms, and also replace the camshaft if it is damaged. All right, and then some follow-up stuff like renewing your oil. So we then went to strip the engine, and when we started to strip the engine, lo and behold, we found that the camshaft lobes were damaged a little bit. And the camshaft lobe being damaged, it means that the rocker arms might not be working correctly. So if you look at number one's rocker arm, it looks a little bit fine because it's protruding, the bearing is protruding over the rocker arm. But now we will go to rocker arm number two. Look at that. The bearing is not protruding over. So that means that this vehicle's valve will not open properly when the vehicle is idling. So when the vehicle is idling, the car will not idle properly, the valves will not open properly, thus causing a very rough idle, just like how you guys saw on the video when I was idling this vehicle. So look closely at all of the other rocker arms and you will see the other damaged rocker arms. Next step of repair had to involve me going into NMI, which is Mercedes, to go and source these spares. And yeah, they have some really nice cars at Mercedes, but yeah, you have to also have a little bit of some deep pockets if these cars are out of warranty when it comes to maintaining these cars. They had some pretty nice cars. So yeah, we came here to basically try and get the spares that we need to get this e220d running. And if you've been buying from agents, you must know that agents are always no stock departments. So I ordered my spares and they came, I think, about 3 days later. These were my rocker arms. So the rocker arms that were damaged were on the exhaust side. So we were only going to be replacing the exhaust side rocker arms and replacing both of the camshafts. So the camshaft saddle comes with both camshafts and you have to replace the whole thing. Yeah, I was just looking at my key, that looked nice. But yeah, this was the new camshaft with no damaged cam lobes. And these stuff were expensive, guys. This stuff were really expensive. So yeah, if you've got this very same problem, this is exactly what you're going to need to do as well. So these are the timing marks that you have to align your cams with. There is a timing tool that you use to align these, but you can align it without the timing tool. Something worth noting as well is that the left hand side camshaft is reverse thread, and then the other camshaft, which is the intake side, is right hand thread. So one of the camshafts are left hand thread and the other one is left hand thread. So that is some pretty useful information if you're going to be doing this job, so that you do not break your bolts when you're trying to loosen. So my surface was nice and clean. It was just ready for me to put in the new camshaft saddle. So everything was nice and clean. It's very important to work in a nice and clean environment. And this was our new camshafts that were going into this vehicle, and the rock arms were also installed. And I also had to print out that image over there just to have a closer look of how to correctly time our crankshaft in the bottom. And this was when everything was installed, the new two camshafts as well as the new rocker arms. Everything looked nice, clean and shiny, and we were just hoping that everything comes right when we start this car. It is smooth, but only time will tell as the video is going. Let's assemble. So I was very excited to see this engine idling so peacefully. It was idling with no vibration after we replaced the camshafts and the rocker arms. It was safe to say that this car was ready for collection. So should you have a vehicle that's got this problem, come to Mambo Repairs, and I'm pretty sure I can make you a very happy Mercedes owner. Sharp.